Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, which is Media, Minds and Morality. Today we are going to discuss the impact of globalization on mass media and electronic media, especially in education. As students nowadays, I think all of us are very exposed to technology, social media and AI tools. We use it for studying, communication, entertainment and daily life. But at the same time, these developments also bring many ethical issues, such as like misinformations, cyberbullying, addictions, and misuse of AI. So today I'm joined by the guest one, Sister Marjan, guest two, Sister Hana, and guest three, Sister Aina. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting us to dear host Sister Huda. So honestly, I think this topic is very close to us today, especially in nowadays, because we live in this digital era and we use technology every single day.
Yeah, true. The one technology that we use is AI. AI nowadays really everywhere. Even assignment, notes, everything also AI. So maybe we can start with the guest one. So how has the globalization changed the education nowadays?
Yes, thank you for the questions, Sister Huda. So I think the globalization has completely changed education compared to before. Before this, learning was very traditional, right? Uh, this is means that we depend fully on teachers, textbook, and the classroom lessons, or we call it as teacher-centered learning. But now, everything is more flexible and open. We can learn anytime and anywhere. For example, we use YouTube or TikTok educational videos and even AI tools. So, all of these platforms make learning faster and easier. But we need to realize that it also brings challenges to users. So, one of the biggest issues is misinformation because students are exposed to too many informations.
Oh, I see. So learning nowadays are no longer limited to the classroom. Everything is more open and global, right? But at the same time, I feel like students also get too much information until sometimes they don't know what to trust. So guess too, do you think students nowadays are too dependent on social media for information?
Yeah, I think I agree with what Sister Marjan said just now. Globalization has really changed how we learn today. So everything is faster and more accessible, but also more overwhelming, like what you say just now. So one big issue is I think information overload. So every day we see too much content such as news, videos, opinions, and not all of them are true. So students sometimes just believe what they see without checking that the things is true or not.
So yeah, I actually agree with what Sister Hana said just now that information overload is real problem. So sometimes students don't know which source is reliable because everything looks correct on media social, right? So that's why in Islam teach us about tabayyun that mentioned in Surah Al-Hujurat verses 6 means verifying information before believing or sharing it.
Yeah. So I agree with what Sister Marjan just mentioned. So about tabayun in Islam, verifying information is already taught, but today it becomes more important because fake news is everywhere, and social media gives people anonymity, so they feel free to say anything without thinking about consequences. But they forget that there is a real human being behind every screen. So this can cause mental health issues such as stress, anxiety, and so on.
Yeah, exactly. Information overload is real. Sometimes we scroll too much until we get confused what is true or what is fake. But before that, oh, this also Actually, it's connected with the Islamic concept, right? Which is the concept of the tabayun, which is we need to verify information before we believe or we spread it. But before that, Gastri, are you ready?
Yes.
What do you think about the student depending too much on AI?
Okay, honestly, I feel like AI and social media have changed student life completely. It's not just about studying anymore, but also about the behavior and mindset. AI is actually very useful. It helps students a lot in understanding topic faster, summarize notes, and generate idea for assignments. It saves time and makes learning more efficient. But the problem is start when students rely too much on AI. And some students just copy the answer from AI without trying to understand it and without check the authenticity of the information.
True. AI is helpful, but if we overuse, it can make student lazy and lose thinking skill. Sometimes student just copy paste AI answers also. Now I want to go deeper. Guess two. What do you think cyberbullying is become more worse nowadays?
So I agree with what Sister Ina said just now. Social media addictions makes everything worse. So people become too focused on likes and validation. And it affects behavior actually. So about I think it is helpful but must be used wisely. So AI should assist learning, not replace students' effort. If students depend too much on AI, so their critical thinking skills will weaken. So that is my opinion. I agree with Sister Hannah said that the AI can affect critical thinking as it can discourage students from engage themselves in analyzing information and deep learning. If we always depend on AI, we won't develop problem solving skills properly. And another issue is cyberbullying and social media pressure. Many students feel pressured to look perfect online. They compare themselves with others, which can affect their mental health. At the same time, some people become toxic on social media because they can hide behind their anonymity.
Yeah, that's very true. Which is anonymity makes people feel like there are no consequences, but in reality, it's really affect their mental health. So, guess what? Are you okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
So, I wanna ask from Islamic perspective, how should Muslim behave online?
Okay, thank you. But I also agree with what Sister Aina said just now that students nowadays really need to be careful with what they trust in online. So this is because one wrong information can lead to misunderstanding in education, society, or even in religion. So from the Islamic perspective, akhlaq is also very important. The Prophet SAW taught us to speak good words, or if we cannot do it, we need to remain silent. So, cyberbullying and insulting others online clearly go against this teaching. So that's all from me.
Oh wow, that's very important reminder actually. Even online, we still need akhlak and manners. So before we end, I want each one of you to give and share one solution bravely. So can we start with the guest one again?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Okay, so for the solution, I think students need digital literacy, which is means that firstly, students need to learn how to check sources properly and accurately. After that, they need to compare the information that they get is right or wrong, and they need to think critically before accepting anything online. So that's how a student can avoid being easily influenced by false and become more responsible digital users. So that's all from me.
Yeah, digital literacy is very important, which is student must verify information properly. So next, guest two, what's your solutions?
So, for my solution, I think teachers and parents should guide students and their children on how to use technology responsibly and ethically. So, not just that, actually, government also play an important role, as we know that the government has taken a step by introducing a new subject called digital and technology. This initiative will help students, especially in primary schools, to use technology ethically. So this action can reduce cyberbullying from early. Yeah, I think that's my solution.
Okay, true also. Parents, government, and teachers also play a big role in guiding the student. So for the last one, what's your opinion, Gasri?
I also agree with the Sister Marjan and Sister Hana said before. The Islamic values already guide us on how to behave properly, whether online or offline. So akhlak should always be maintained. Islamic value like honesty, amanah, moderation, and self-control are very important. As Allah said in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 83, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حَسَنًا. That's mean speak to people with good words. Therefore, this kind of values help us to think before we post, comment, or share anything online. For the solution, I think for parents, they should be responsible to supervise and control their kids' social media use to minimize the risks such as cyberbullying or exposure to inappropriate content. Lastly, social media actually is not really harmful if we use it wisely. So we should not reject technology but balance it with the discipline and values so we can use it responsibly. Okay, that's all from me.
Yes, I agree. Islamic values are very important to control our behavior online. So, after hearing all your points, I think we can clearly see that technology and globalization bring many benefits, especially in education. But at the same time, they also create serious ethical challenge like fake news, misuse of AI, cyberbullying, and social media addictions. So the main message from today's discussions is that technology itself is not about the problem. It depends on how we use it. Yeah. And Islamic teaching us such as the tabayun, akhlak, honesty, and self-control are very important in guiding us to use technology responsibly. That's all from our podcast today. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Don't forget
Bye.
to like, subscribe, and share.
Share.